Mr. DJ back on the fantasy playlist of October 17th, 1993. Let's get to another Top 40 Extra. There's just a wealth of these Top 40 Extras, and you won't believe the variety on this thing. Dr. Dre, Sting, these are just the Top 40 Extras. Dr. Dre, Sting, Expose, Clay Walker, George Strait, got a little country on this thing. Might have to talk about one of those country records. Urge Overkill and Taylor Dane, and a group called Ocean Blue. Forgotten about this song, Sublime. The video shot in Iceland. Still got the video up on YouTube. Well, as of this date, November 2nd, 2018. Ocean Blue, although British sounding, a lot of people thought when their first album came out, man, this is a British band. They sound like the Smiths, the Cure, Echo, and the Bunnymen, but they're from Pennsylvania. Junior high school students, 1986. They put together some demos. A couple of their demos found their way on a compilation album put together by a local radio station. 1988. Oh, goodness. They got a deal like you wouldn't believe. A 3-record deal with Sire Records, a major record company. They were still teenagers. They were discovered by a guy, a record mogul named Seymour Stein. Seymour Stein, a record mogul, maybe on the level of Clive Davis, but Seymour Stein, a more edgy, a more avant-garde character. He signed the Ramones, the Pretenders, the Talking Heads, Ice-T, to Sire Records. He signed Madonna in 1982, a year before she had her first top 40 hit, Holiday. That was something to be discovered. He put in the word for Ocean Blue. You guys have got to sign this band up. I want them on my roster. First album shot in England. What first album? I'm sorry, I'm thinking about the video. The first album was made in England. And their first really big hit, Between Something and Nothing, #2 on the alternative charts. Got them airplay on the college radio, on I'm sure they probably appeared on 120 Minutes on MTV. Although I don't know if they still had 120 Minutes on MTV by 1993. Well, anyway, they got on Modern Rock Radio. They did make an appearance on MTV, an episode of Club MTV with Downtown Julie Brown. Yes. Now, how sublime is that? Be introduced by Downtown Julie Brown. Yes, indeed. They were getting successful. 1991, they released another album called Ceruleum, and Ballerina Out of Control went to #3. In 1991, on the alternative charts, their first album sold about 150,000 copies. Their second album Ceruleum sold 175,000 copies. For a relatively unknown alternative new wave band, 175,000 copies is not bad. That's pretty good. But in 1991 was not a good year to be a group like Ocean Blue, because grunge swept in and changed the musical landscape. Just overhauled the alternative musical landscape. All the talk was about grunge in 1991 into 1992. MTV just plugging the hell out of Alice in Chains, and then there was Pearl Jam in the fall of '91, Alive, and then Even Flow. I mean, we're talking heavy rotation like you wouldn't believe on MTV. And then there was Nirvana. Believe me, I remember. I was a big MTV watcher. Late nights back in the day. But still, 175,000 copies though for Ceruleum, and their third album, Beneath the Rhythm and Sound, that sold 100,000 copies, came out in 1993. That would be their third album for Sire Records. They put out a total of about 6 or 7 albums. 3 of them under Sire Records, and Sublime went to #3 on alternative. Pretty dang good. Still maintained that airy, that atmospheric guitar sound, although that sound changed a little bit later on in the '90s. And that's it. I believe that's all I got to say about this group. They sure, their first single though, their first really big hit, Between Something and Nothing, sounded a lot like Echo and the Bunnymen. It's little wonder why a lot of people thought this group was British. Let me list the groups that flow right into the influence, that flow right into this delta. Mighty Lemon Drops, REM, Smiths, Church. Church doing Under the Milky Way, got that similar guitar sound, and Metropolis. Also, REM comes to mind, and New Order, Echo and the Bunnymen, and Toad the Wet Sprocket. As a matter of fact, Sublime reminds me of a lot of Toad. Just right when I'm finishing up this video, I start slipping all over the place, slipping and sliding. They sound a little bit like Toad the Wet Sprocket on this record, Sublime. Ocean Blue, Top 40 Extra on my fantasy playlist, October 17th, 1993.